પછી આની જરૂર નહીં ને. હાલો ઓકે છે. હલો હલો તમે આ ટેસ્ટ કરે છે જરૂર આવે છે અવાજ. હાલો હાલો તમે જોઈ લેજો આવે છે અવાજ. હા ક્લિયર ઓકે એવું છે. હા હા વાંધો નેટવર્ક આવતું હોય એટલે વાંધો બી ચાલશે. હલો ઓકે છે. હા સંભળાવું જોઈએ ઓડિયો. હા સંભળાશે અને ઓફ કરવું નો નો.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. First of all, Happy Engineers Day. And I welcome you all in today's program. I also welcome the dignitaries on the dais, all the members, executive committee members, and invitees, and all the engineers who present over here. Today here we are meeting for the talk organized on the shaping our sustainable future through the engineering. As you know, the sustainable is a buzzword nowadays. In any of the engineering field, you cannot move forward without the sustainability aspect. And so that is a right theme for today. Also, today is a safety day, and that's the combination of it. Today we have a very right speaker for that, who has a combination of environment, health, and safety. So, with this word, I welcome UPENDRA MISTRI sir, So welcome here. On the today's, I think so you are the very right person to enlightening the things regarding to sustainability and safety. I will request the Satish Joshi sir to offer the bouquet and welcome him. The Upendra Mistri sir is a regional EEHS leader, Asian Pacific at GE Vernova Power Transmission. He have a very long experience. He have a 34 years of experience in industry, 27 years with the GEHS management system, integrated management system implementation, also the process safety management of the at the oil refinery, EHS management at the 1600 megawatt power project, EHS integration lead for a new business, and establishing the EHS culture for the field service. EHS mainly is a protecting people, assets, and the environment. So here I welcome Upendra Mistri sir to join with us and deliver the lecture.
Hello, I'm audible? So, good evening all. I'm Upendra Mistri. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me here with all of you well-renowned, experienced people, and it is pleasure for being here today in front of you to share our GE Vernova as a company's the initiative and the sustainability activities what we are doing it as a whole business. We will talk about. I am basically from the environment, health and safety field. I have little bit knowledge about the product, but we'll share more about what is the initiative in the sustainability. But I would be welcoming your question, queries, if I can able to answer immediately, or I can connect with you later if I am not able to answer you the specific question on that. Okay. So let me introduce what we are in as a company, and then I will try to explain that how our company is taking the initiative on the sustainability field. Okay. So to start with, wanted to play a small video. I hope it works properly.
For the last 130 years, we've electrified the world.
Connected communities.
Illuminated possibility.
Delivered prosperity.
We've played our part in building a world that works.
But time stops for nobody.
And neither do we.
It's time to go harder.
To provide more sustainable, affordable, reliable, and secure electricity for all.
Before it's too late.
The next 130 years start
Right now.
Right here.
The world is depending on us to innovate and collaborate.
Electrify and decarbonize.
revolutionize.
It's on us to make change now.
We have to beat our own records.
That means blazing new power highways to connect diverse technologies.
And powering toward net zero.
While providing electricity for 700 million more people.
Delivering our most powerful wind turbines yet.
Check.
To even more places around the world.
Own it.
It's not going to be easy.
It's going to take big moves.
But hey, we have the experience, the people, and the pioneering spirit
That can power the future.
And help decarbonize the planet. It's not just keeping the lights on.
It's digitizing and orchestrating the grid.
developing modern and more affordable nuclear technologies,
Scaling and utilizing lower carbon fuels.
It's time to show the world what a new era of energy feels like.
We've got this because
We've got
The energy,
The energy,
the energy,
to change the world.
la energía para cambiar el mundo.
die Energie, die die Welt verändert.
दुनिया को बदलने की ऊर्जा. L'énergie de changer le monde.
세계를 변화시킬 에너지.
the energy to change the world. Let's do this.
So that's about our company. Basically, is currently as a GE Vernova. GE Vernova established just in 2023, but it is having a legacy of GE is about 130-year-old. So we splitted in different business with the GE. So one vertical was GE Aerospace with the specific on the air generators, and second is GE Healthcare. Third is GE Vernova. Healthcare is healthcare related equipments. We are in the business already. The X-ray and the monitoring system. That is what manufacturing in India as well and the world. And GE Vernova is specifically focused on the energy sector. So there are different energy sectors also. I will talk about in the further presentation as well. So other than talking about the sustainability, we do have some different practices in our industry. That is something what as a lesson learning before we start our presentation. Okay. So today as a National Safety Day as well, and the things what we are trying to learn and discuss about, which is touching to everyone here and as a broad as a community. So basically for safe driving, we are also having a monthly theme. So this month we are talking more about driving safety. So what is this about? To learn is we all are today or tomorrow driving the vehicles. So to learn more about thing while driving makes you 23 times more likely to crash. Okay. So this is the actual data based on the study. 80% of road crashes are caused by distracted driving, including cell phone use. Distracted driving could be anything, by eating as well, by talking each other, anything which distracting the driving, and that is the fact. The third one, 37% of drivers use their phones while driving despite knowing the risk. Okay. So the purpose here is नहीं मोबाइल स्विच ऑफ है. हाँ. Okay. So we called a safety moment. Any meeting or presentation, we are starting with safety moment. It could be anything which is useful for the people in the meeting, in the audience, and there must be a small lesson learning of the life. So that is why this one is important. No phones while driving, that is what we drive. Stop to communicate, respond to phone as well, and avoid meetings while driving. That is in the business we are anticipating, and it is good for all of us as well as a safe driving practices. Okay. So that's the message. Moving to more talking about GE Vernova as a energy business, as a company, where what are our different verticals in energy sectors? So here it is, we are in the business of wind, electrification, accelerators, and the power as well. So there are 4 verticals as a broad, become an energy business, and this business is now been 1.5 year old, or 1 year 2 months old. So that is for the vertical. It does not mean that it's a new business. The energy sectors is become separated, but we are working since many years in the industries we will talk about. So if you see the number, 25% approx world electricity is generated with the help of GE Vernova's equipment. We were talking about just before this presentation. Is GE equipment in Vadodara or not? Yes, it is. Many of you might be worked there as well, and there are a lot of equipments in India distributed, and still it is operating. Like one example is GSFC turbine, power plant turbine. So you might be aware, you are basically from will experience and the industries, so you are in the similar field as well. So that is what the historical way we are running with, and how we are further moving through sustainability will be the point of discussion here. 75,000 global employees in 100 countries, more than 100 countries we are in. And 2,324 gigawatt global installed base across our power and wind segments in 2023. This data is all about 2023 actual data, and it is also available for public. So I am just highlighting here to know more about the subject matter what we are talking about. Okay? About 1 billion investment each year in R&D sector as well. So we are also focusing, and we should be proud that the R&D center here in India as well. We have a R&D center in Bangalore, and it is, I think regularly they are filing the patents as well. So it is proud for all of us as well. Okay? 33 billion revenue, 116 billion backlog, means we have a orders in line as well. So these are the different business. We have even, you might be aware, in the Halol, it was LM Wind business. Actually, it was acquired by GE, and now you can see that that business is GE Vernova. The wind blade manufacturing, it is happening in Halol. Second, operations and the high voltage transformer manufacturing in Kotambi. Okay, so that is a GE Vernova. And we had here the hydro project business in Makarpura. Right now there is no manufacturing, but we do have a project and services business, and the team is supporting here for global hydro projects as well. So these are the establishment in Vadodara existing today. Okay. Moving to, as I was talking about 1892, from the GE, we are the old business and the technology as well. And that is what we are talking about currently, the business running with. So 2020 is decade of action. So there are a lot of actions, and 2030 to 2050, we will be focusing on sustainable development. That is what we are talking about. And there are historical and step-by-step process through innovation and efficient products to the business as well, which can help the community as well as the environment at large. So if I say like definition of the greenhouse gas, so what is the area of focus? The area of focus currently, there are, you might be aware that there are different kind of scope and the priorities to focus sustainable development and the actions actually. So our focus is currently in scope 1 and scope 2. What does it mean? Scope 1 is basically the product which is, can be the less power consumption and green electricity that is the manufacturing side. We have a many different manufacturing sites. How can we do the product as a green manufacturing, less carbon emission kind of products? Purchase and goods services. We are purchasing goods for as a raw material for our product. That is also we are asking from the supplier about the green products. And if you see like use of sold product as well. So when we are selling it, there is a service requirement as well. So all this contributing to the carbon footprint reduction. How our actions are linking with this kind of initiative to minimize the carbon footprint. That is what the target we are focusing on, and we will talk about. The purpose. So, is it working? Okay. So purpose built to electrify and decarbonize. We are in the business to electrify the world and decarbonize simultaneously as well. Okay. So that is the objective with the different business. We have in the power business, wind business, and electrification business as well, through even accelerator as well. With the advanced research we are investing in, even we do have a consulting service, financial services, which is supporting our business as well. Okay. So in the power, you can see we have a gas power, nuclear, hydropower, and steam power. That is also manufacturing, some of them in India as well, and many of them in the other countries. Wind, I already told about onshore wind, even offshore wind as well. We are supplying the products as well as erection and commissioning in the business also. And the electrification, basically, if you see the Power Grid Corporation is our major customer in India, which is more than 90% products we are supplying. So we have a different product, not only the transformer, we have another manufacturing site in Chennai and the Bangalore as well. So there is a high voltage switch gear, high voltage circuit breaker, and even bushing as well. So, and the fourth one is instrument transformers, which is being used in the grid level. So that is also the wide product range, and we are also on-site servicing for the grid integration system. So that is what we are taking as a company for the large project and the product specific erection and commissioning as well. So this is what the overall our footprint in the terms of the business we are in. And if I talk more about the sustainability, so you might be aware the sustainability needs a specific focus, not only in the manufacturing, but how we are as a whole contributing to the industries and the community. So if I say basically electrify and decarbonize, so what is electrify? This is what it is. And our goal is being a leading provider of new power generating capacity and grid capacity for the world by electrifying. This is our goal. The second, address the electrification in regions undeserved by reliable, affordable, and sustainable electrify. The third, support workforce development within a focus on undeserved population globally. Where it is not developed, we are focusing to have a further development through electrification as well. And if I am talking about decarbonize, basically more focus on new invention. Improve the trajectory on the carbon intensity for near-term impact, because if we are running with this pace, there will be a huge carbon impact to the earth as well and the environment. So how can we reduce that? By reducing the product footprint in the CO2 carbon emission reduction as well. Innovate towards 2050 scope 3 as well. That is what our focus and the plan is. Net zero ambition for use of sold product. Whatever product we are developing, by 2050 we will be net zero targeting, and there are a lot of actions behind that as well. And if I say like conserve that is also very much important. The goal is carbon neutrality for scope 1 and 2 by 2030. And we will be talking more about where we are today in terms of scope 1 and scope 2. 90% of our top products covered by our 4R circularity framework by 2030. That is a specific drive we do have. And the thrive is with the people and the culture. So EHS, like the safety, is also part of the thrive. Fatality-free operation, how we should be ensuring the operations are safe. We are having a robust EHS management system in place, and there is a specific objective behind. There is a individual targets as well. The second one, demonstrate progress on global gender representation and the locally unrepresented population. So we are also welcoming the gender diversity. Embed and implement ethical decision making into business decision. Partner with suppliers to promote and uphold human rights in our value chain. Even while selecting the supplier, we are ensuring the basic expectations about human rights. That also we are making sure that our suppliers also supporting us in this drive. So if I say sustainability terms of the overview, we already talked about some figures, but that is what electrify, decarbonize, conserve and thrive, and these are the actual numbers in 2023 we are talking about. Okay. So electrify 25%, that is what world electricity we are generating in the 2023. Decarbonize about 20 million metric tons of CO2 emission. First full year we have reduced as well. Conserve 39% reduction in CO2 emission. That is what through product, through innovation as well. And we have a even driving the thrive with the culture, the numbers. We do have a the operation serious incidents as well, but that is a lesson learning for the entire business we are talking about. And we do have a volunteer hours donators, total G Vernova family giving as well, the numbers what 5.49 million. So that is why we are talking about culture and the community, how we connect through the sustainability framework. We do have a ongoing focus on the sustainability framework, which is electrify, decarbonize, conserve and thrive. The purpose, how we operate, is very much clear here. So sustainability is a core to our business and strategy operations, that is with the 4 framework. We are focusing on sustainability risk and impact assessment, sustainability operations and governance. Even we are more focused on lead to operationalize and having a lead time reduction, having a more efficient operations without investing. That is what the purpose behind sustainability education to the people and the community as well. The impact, we will be focusing on leading goals, what I just explained. Sustainability performance, we are monitoring. If we are monitoring well, we will have a clear goals to what to be improved further. And definitely there are the goals and sharing the sustainability performance to the community as a whole. So we are also yearly publishing our sustainability report for the public and for the shareholders. If I am more talking about electrify and the goal, that is what we are focusing on, specific on goal 1 and goal 2. So goal 1 is be a leading provider of new power generation capacity and grid capacity for the world. So that is the purpose. And the second is address the electrification in regions, that is what undeserved by reliable, affordable and sustainable electricity. And the third objective is support workforce development. That is what our focus to drive the electrification in the system. So important enablers for global decarbonization at a scale. These are the few numbers. New generating capacity online in 2023, 29 gigawatt. That is what we have done in the year. Grid enabling capacity energized in 2023, 64 gigawatt. Vernova to convene inaugural Mendoza Collective Action Summit. We have also attended, and that is what the purpose of the community to drive the sustainable progress and the monitor as well. So this is what something on electrify, and our business contributes electrification. Each business having a contribution here. That includes the power, wind, electrification, and the accelerator. So we have a dedicated objectives and goals which we are monitoring and having a reasonable outcome and the further continuous improvement as well. So this is the way how we are focusing more on sustainable development with the business and in with the customer as well. And nowadays you might be aware, even customer is also asking about sustainability objectives and the plan. So that is the one driving us to more focus on this subject, and it is important for the business and the community as a large, as a to long-term sustenance as well. The second is the decarbonize. So decarbonize basically more focus on the innovations, and it will really helpful for the business in terms of the goal that improve the trajectory on carbon intensity for near-term impact. This is what currently the expectations could be like. Global electricity carbon intensity outlook 2023 is this is what it is, 460 gigawatt CO2 by per kWh hours. That is what in the intensity we are planning to reduce it through the different initiative. This trajectory is carbon intensity is basically 335 gram of CO2 per kilowatt. That is what we are generating, and 25% below the global average carbon intensity of the existing grid. That is what something we are driving as an objective and monitoring as well. So if you see the CO2 avoided 20 million metric tons per year, that is what we have focused, and also we are very much near to our goal as well. So every year we are having a data from the different industries we are operating, and how we are planning. Even we are openly investing for the efficient products what we are using. Some of the examples like the new products having a energy efficiency and the less electricity consumption. So that also we are specifically investing. The carbon generating like DG generator said, there is the pollution control board also emphasized that you should install the retrofitting device which can about 75 to 80% reduction of carbon emission. So that is the kind of investment we do have in our industry to comply with regulation as well, and to make sure that we have a less number of CO2 emission by having that the operations as well. The goal 2 is the innovate towards over 2050 scope 3 net zero emissions for use of sold products. So when we are selling the products, the product itself which is can be a like in the business like turbine what we are manufacturing, having a efficient product which can use the less fuel and having a more efficiency. That kind of products we are in the for the innovations what we are planning as well, and that helps to the ultimately to the customer as well, and for the business to compete with the other industries in this regard. So few examples here, like innovations in hydrogen. So this is the real case example we are talking about, like in US, working with Duke Energy on green hydrogen fueled picking power plant. That is what we are working in currently. In the Australia, supporting Australia's energy transition with hydrogen. That is the real case scenario. We are working with the industries where they are asking to support them in terms of less carbon footprint product as well, and the technology. Few more examples, like Saudi Arabia supporting the world's largest utility scale hydrogen plant. We are working with the government of Saudi Arabia, where we can have a more efficient in the energy sector. In US, working with Next Hydrogen, basically for innovation as well, and for R&D point of view as well, helping steel products meet the challenges of decarbonization and the grid stability. As a global, this is what the demand, and we are working in that direction as well. Many of you are also know about the products which is being used for high voltage in the power sectors, required to have a SF6 gas in the like GIS, gas insulated switch gears, and there is a purpose for long-term operation, for avoid any the sparks and the heat in the terminals when it is connecting high voltage. So, but SF6 is a product which do not have alternative fuels before, and SF6 is a highly impacting to the ozone layer. It's about 1 kg of SF6 is impacting 23 ton of CO2. That is the equivalent of if it is to the environment, SF6 leak in the air, its impact is 23 ton of CO2. That equivalent CO2 is the impacting in the environment. Though it is not much harmful as a gas to the human being, but very much high impact to the environment. So now there is an innovation by the GE, Vernova, and there is a different gas available in the market, and it is already tested. It is invention of GE, and that is called G Cube. So green gas for the same product. The product require different design. You cannot replace 101, but the SF6 free solution is available. That is what I am talking about. So SF6 free solution means we have a tested product like GIS product from 72.5 up to 420 kV. So that product SF6 free available, and that we are manufacturing also. LT circuit breakers available, all are SF6 free. So now the customer is demanding. That is what the good support from the customer, and there is the product available in the market as well now. We are gradually introducing in India by this year end, and that will be available for Indian market as well very soon. So hybrid switchgear up to 145 kV. So you might be aware about this product, which is very much the common product in the high voltage T&D, transmission and distribution. Okay, so reduce the raw material impact, life cycle assessment of new products using circular economy framework, retrofitting and modernizing service, and digital technologies. All these products and the services will be supporting as a whole, as a grid solution. That is what we are in the current market, and we are providing the support for the green the setup of the power T&D business as well. We are also working on the conservation, like how can we minimize through different goals and objectives, specifically on carbon neutrality for scope 1 and 2, greenhouse gas emission. That is what our focus 2030, and scope 1 and 2 I already explained where we are manufacturing. This will be by 2030 we are planning to neutralize the things where we are today. That is what also important. In 2019 was the baseline. We were at this number, specifically of ton CO2 emission, and now we are at about this number. It's 39% reduction. So this is the actual data, and we have a lot of investment behind this, and also monitoring regularly. I know as a industry level, we were monitoring quarterly basis of all these numbers. Now the intensity is required. Now we are more focused on monthly basis. So that is what we are planning to do. The one another example in this industries where I am working, we were using as a fuel like diesel was the fuel we were using for thermic fluid heater, basically the for heating process. So now it has, since last year, it has been replaced with the LPG. We do not have LPG line, but there is a provision available that customer is providing the gas cylinders and the pipelines. So that can be useful for the carbon footprint reduction as well, and the efficiency improvement. So this is the kind of examples what we have basically that will support the business in terms of carbon footprint reduction, and I think outcome is overall we are contributing here as well. Okay, moving to goal 2, that is 90% of our top products covered by our 4R circularity. What is 4R? Rethink, reduce, reuse and recycle. This is a common thing I think nowadays in the business where possible we should be more talk about the reusable, right? We are reducing the plastic and kind of thing. That is what the purpose. How can we use the product which is natural based, and that is the same principle we are talking about. Material and sourcing decision in design. By design also we are more talking about how can it sustainable and the safe material, responsible suppliers as well, reduce lean and efficient operations. Mostly I was talking about through lean drive, we are trying to optimize our efficiency in each manufacturing facility. There are facilities where we are not utilizing, the manpower, if you say, like it's a leakage, you can say. But now more the efficient means that how can we, with the existing manpower and the equipment, how can we increase the productivity within a same, without investment? What does it mean? That only investment is not required every time to increase the productivity. That is what the philosophy behind. If after certain percentage of efficiency, if there is an investment required, absolutely, but that is what the justification we are looking at. But with these practices, there is an efficient operation as well. People are supporting with the new innovation ideas as well, and the cross-functional engagement that helps overall improvement in the operations. See, energy efficiency also a part of that. Even waste and water reduction we are talking about. So how can we efficiently use, minimize the use, pollution mitigations, circular manufacturing, like this few example, the pellets we are using it, right? Wooden pellets. So why the pellets cannot be reusable kind of thing with the good quality rather than use and throw kind of thing. The second is the same pellet can be used for the product packaging. If the pellets is coming for raw material, this can be used for product as well. The kind of thought process, the efforts, the investment, all these are matter with this small thing. It's impact a business as well as improving the efficiency through reduce the material. Life expectations and the optimization services, that is also the focus area. And the recycle, end of the life, like how we can reuse, like we have also installed, like recently I visited 15-year-old installment. We do not have the replacement as such, the parts and kind of things. How can we use the minimum, the same equipment and then renovation with the new technology? So that can be a reuse kind of thing, and kind of recycle of the existing material can reduce the impact of the manufacturing and the efficiency also. So all this very much matter with this small example what I am talking about, and we are really doing it. That is the fact. The moving to the next is the thrive, which is very much linked to the culture of the entire the business what we are talking about. And believe me, this is not only particular the manufacturing, as a whole Vernova in the world, the same philosophy, the same drive and same initiatives being taken for the purpose of the entire business. The safety is a part of the sustainability, and what we are talking about, the fatality-free operation. So with this kind of vast, footprint in the different countries and the operations, there are operational challenges, but still we are focusing more on the proactive approach to make sure that there should be a injury-free, fatality-free. Injury-free is definitely a challenging, but fatality-free is a possible. But as a profession, each and every incident or accident is preventable. So how we can focus, share lesson learning from within the business, from outside the business, similar operations, and improve our safety. And safety cannot be free of cost. That is also an investment required. So we believe in that. We are investing on regular basis as well, improving the products, the training, the awareness people. All these things matter to supporting this goal as well. Second is the demonstrate progress on global gender representation and locally represented population. That is also a part of the culture, and we are also welcoming the people, those who are challenging in terms of physical capability, but yes, there are more skill with the different portfolio. We are inviting and working with them. The goal 3 is embed and implement ethical decision making principles into business decision. See, all is very much connected in the sustainability. We cannot talk only on the the carbon footprint reduction, the sustainability. There are a lot of things as a culture. It is a part of the overall objective behind. And the fourth, partnering with suppliers also. We do selective with the supplier if we are connecting with for our products, and we are doing rigorous detail the assessment for the supplier and selecting before they are part of our business. So partnering with supplier, that is also very much matter. Human rights risk also in the business, we are addressing in terms of specific human right policies, code of conduct, partnership, and supplier responsibility, governance, and due diligence. By that, we are trying to minimize the impact in the human rights as well. What I was talking about, the thriving like fatality-free operations. So there is a specific drive we are focusing in the operation and the project sites as well. So we do have a life-saving rule. That is a rule. It is not a guideline. So rule means we must have to follow, and that is what the expectations behind. And the 9 symbols you are seeing is we have a more focus on the high risk operations. We are considering this high risk operations is very much prone to serious incidents or injury, and that kind of focus what drive at the customer side with the frontline team and the manufacturing side to understand and quick I can say rules, not much, not the bunch of an SOP and kind of thing, only 3 to 4 minimum things, expectations. If you are following this, you will be save lives of self and others. That is the purpose and the clear guidelines. Even we are doing investigation of specific incidents, we are linked with that. what was the failure and why, and what can we do to improve that. So we will be more talking visibility, everywhere this is available, and even for the public this is available, and this is not for like as a personal property of the company as well. We are sharing this with the contractors and the suppliers as well, because ultimately it's a life-saving rule. Okay, that is what we believe, and it's welcoming for others to use as well. But if you see the kind of operation, you should be agree with me that this operation, if single failure happen, so very serious incidents are having a more probability. That is what I mean. And if you think about any past accident as well, you can immediately link with any of this the life-saving rule. That is also the fact, you know. So this is what one of the drive we are talking about in the operations, even customer side as well, and daily management. We are talking on the permit to work, safety toolbox talks, and even leadership drive, inspections, everything is linked with the life-saving rule. It means it is not for display only. It is to be operationalized. To operationalize, it should be part of our routine activity. If you are thinking that I need to do a particular job and now safety person will do the safety, it will not work. So we are focusing more on the operationalization and kind of habit for this kind of focus drive as well. Even for the drive, we do have a EHS management system in place. If you see, we are more in the systematic approach and the evolution for this the environment, health and safety, and this is mandatory for all GE manufacturing and the project sites as well. Irrespective of the vertical, we have discussed about power, wind, electrification and others as well. Okay. So these are the framework we are talking about. Even MOC, like if you want to change anything, that is what the one expectation here. There must be a systematic approach of risk assessment before you plan, once the material received, after the installation, and during the installation as well. And still, if you have a some deficiency or the gaps, we can consider as a punch point, or you need to the pre-job safety risk assessment. Okay? So because things can go wrong, our intention sometimes is making good for change. Okay, but that links to some more risk as well. So that is to be also identified and make sure that everything is agreed, because there are a lot of different stakeholders for this modification as well. So that helps. Audit inspection is part of that, and we do have a scheduled audit and inspection, basically to have a third eye in the operation, which can help with the expertise, with the observations and the closer action as well. So we have a the web-based monitoring system, like we called a GenSuit, where we are reporting, we are monitoring even each actions also, and the difference, the action owners getting notification regularly to make sure that the action has been taken, or if not, then what is the challenges. Okay, so there is a monitoring system which is absolutely the mail based, which is connected through emails as well. So reminders to connectivity, because there is a diverse the projects and services side. The person cannot be one location. So this is the only media we are connecting through with the numbers, with the reporting media as well. So tools and data insights, enterprise standards, policies and procedures, like one of the thing is life-saving rules. We have a framework, EHS framework, which is covering high-risk operation, even management expectation as well, and for the environment and the waste management, project and services side, all having a different element, basically focusing on the systematic and sustainable approach. It cannot be a one-time certification. It is required to continuous improvement. You cannot be rich and that's all. No. It's required every year. There is a new expectations, stringent expectations, that includes the government regulation compliance. All these things matter as well. And by this way, we do have each element owned by the operation team. It is not like it only be done by the particular function like EHS. No. We need the ownership from the top level and the leadership team as well, including the shop floor team. So that is a mix of that which can support us, to operationalize the expectations. Otherwise, only paper will be the kind of evidences, right? And of course, training. We do have a regular training assignment to the risk base. The training on the manufacturing person is having a more depth, technical, and the more numbers. However, the office worker have a limited kind of, but every person have a training assignment every year as well. Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. It's a part of that. If you see, like EHS, pardon? Meeting is a part of the EHS framework requirement. Okay, so there is a different like 18 element, whereas risk assessment, EHS meetings, and the permit requirement is the particular elements requirement as well. But overall, it is covered in the framework, sir. Yeah. So meeting as a regulatory requirement, if you see like yeah. So this is a EHS management as a company, but the bottom line is required. We need to comply with each rules and regulations or the particular regulatory expectation. Absolutely required, and it is to be ensured on the weekly basis. On the quarterly basis minimum as such. Yeah. Yes, 50-50% as a the factory rule. So 50% is management, contractor as well, and the shop floor team as well. So that kind of the team is there, and we are changing once in a 2 year. The new team is also forming, but the ratio remains same. The kind of the involvement of the management and the staff, the shop floor team. And last but not least, the culture, what we are talking about, we are driving with G Vernova way. This is the overall culture we are talking about. In the business, we drive innovation. This is the kind of pillars you can say, and we have a even evolution to the new invention also. We are talking about our the annual assessment of the individual, the performance also linked with this G Vernova way. So people are monitoring in terms of performance with this kind of expectation. Okay, in addition to technical expectations or the purpose goal. So drive innovation. We serve our customers. Lean is our is how we work. So basic lean is to be in each and every job. To win as a one team, as a culture, there is a lot of cross business and the cross functional expectations. If we are not combining, then it will be a silo, and it cannot help the business as well. So that is what the different events, the lean events itself as a one team, because the lean event required cross functional the ideas, new thoughts, and how to improve the further efficiency as well. And we are accountable. Absolutely clear that accountability of the individuals also very much clear, even monitored as well, and the assessment, the annual assessment also based on that. So it means we are part of this the G Vernova way. Each event, each activities, even each initiative as well, we are focusing on the G Vernova way, and that's the way we are has been assessed in terms of our performance. That is the objective behind the overall the positive culture in the business, and it helps overall as a one visibility, because if the vision is clear and the policies are very much clear, and the acceptable and the implementable, right? It is not like only theoretical. So that is kind of operationalization we are talking about, and I think this helps the business as a long way. It cannot be for 1 year. This is the culture expectation, and we are committed to ensure each and every activities around this. So I think that's all from my side as for today, and that is what we as a GE Vernova in the industries, in the business, and working for the electrify and decarbonize the world. Thank you. Any few questions, queries, so are most welcome. If I can able to answer you, we'll be happy to.
Overall supply of your products, number one. Number two, is there is any service, every equipment has to be serviced from time to time. Is there is any dedicated service facility in India for your supplies? Are equipments being used?
Okay. I think good question. Something I will try to, not for the entire Jeep, because we have a different range of products. And what you are specifically talking about, yes, there is a service business. And we have a manufacturing sites. Now, if I am talking GE Vernova, I have discussed about Vadodara specific, there is a manufacturing site. So 2 manufacturing sites in Vadodara, one in Chennai, Bangalore. We have a R&D center in India. So as a whole GE, in spite of we are in GE Vernova, but GE in India is more than 120-year-old company in India. Okay. So what I mean to say, there are equipments and the services business also, like the turbine. We have a collaboration with BHEL in the Hyderabad, GE, and kind of it's only for services business. We are in the service business because the equipment life is such that it's a long term, right? And it is required regular services. For particular the product base, we do have a service support in India, for India, but sometimes the equipment is as such old, like we have GE has acquired in 15-16 the Alstom, Alstom TND. So that kind of equipment we do have, but we have a limited resources to support. So that way we are still supporting, but the availability of the spare parts are little bit challenges because of more than 15 and 20 years. But in terms of the available products, we are very much there in the supporting business. If you are looking for any specific product related service, we can connect with the individual vertical as well. That is what we can help on. EPC in terms of grid system integrations, we have a long duration projects we are in, where there is a grid, the poles and the cabling is required. So that kind of products we are also supporting for the EPC point of view. Yeah. 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 Go ahead. मैं आई थिंक मैं यही बोलना चाहता था कि वो प्रोडक्ट बेस है, ऐसा एक ही प्रोडक्ट नहीं है. वी हैव अ विंड बिजनेस लाइक, सो विंड बिजनेस में जो इंडिया में विंड बिजनेस है उसमें अप्रोक्सीमेटली यू कैन से 30%. Okay, so that is what the manufacturing base. So it's a product base. Your question I am trying to answer is a product base. Yeah. So but our intention is very much clear, manufacturing and develop the local supplier, and that is what the customer is also asking for because of the less lead time, you know. So for reducing the lead time, we are also developing our supplier, the local supplier, Indian supplier. So that way we have a well establishment, and if new product like introduction, like I talk about the SF6 free solution. So now the technology is coming in India. The manufacturing will start in India only. So that way the product base we are developing Indian manufacturing industries. Yeah. Anyone else? No problem, sir. You can.
My question is very simple. New innovations are going on in such a way we could be able to control the environment. Even it, whatever the position is going on, it is slow. Whatever happened afterwards, we don't know. In your scenario, how much you are concentrating on the environmental issues? That is carbon deposition, which is the main issue of today. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, thank you for your question. So overall, in the country we operate, the basic expectation is in line with the regulatory requirement. Like for, if I am saying like in India, Pollution Control Board requirements and the expectations we need to as a minimum fulfill. And we are also investing for that. It cannot be like, the one example I am saying, the treated water of STP parameter is more stringent now than the few years before. Okay, so the same STP is not able to achieve that. We are investing for new STP with the new technology. So what I mean to say, this is an example where we need an investment for the securing the environment and the regulatory expectation as well. The second, we are in the innovation. We have a R&D center in Vernova in Bangalore as well. We have the kind of innovation like SF6 free solution is basically for what? Environment. 1 kg of SF6 is equivalent to 23 ton of CO2, carbon emission. Okay? We have as a GE invented and now operationalized in the products available in the market. And the overall what we are focusing with the number. You see the 2019, the baseline and the 2023 data, 39% of reduction in carbon emission. And that is a back data and the auditable data. It is not like only for say, and we are sharing to the shareholders and the public. So what I mean to say is these are the few examples, and our language reduce, recycle, you know, the rethink as well. By design, we are thinking how can we, like the other example, transformer required the huge oil, right? In the transformer, basically the about 50,000 liter also kind of the oil, KL oil required in the big transformer. So now we are also already trial taken. The transformer is ester oil. We are replacing entire oil with the ester oil. The testing has been done in the other countries. The technology is available. Slowly it will be in the market because customer also required to be accept that. Okay, we have proven with the data testing and things. But what I mean to say is there are innovations, there are trials, and it will be definitely focused on our objective by scope 1 and 2 reduction by 20. It's a carbon neutral by 2030 for scope 1 and 2, and that is we are in the way. So that's the alignment we are in. Even the solar power, you might be, I forgot to say, we have a one plant recently. Before 3 years we have in the Vallam, is near to Chennai. Vallam is a place near to Chennai. There is a manufacturing plant. The product requirement is the battery storage of the solar power. Now it's a huge demand in the European market, yet not more in India. But now it's manufacturing in India. We are supplying to the global market. And there is a simple container type. One is a battery of the container, second is an inverter. And it will be storing the energy, the solar energy, and when you require in the night, it will be available. So that is a demand. So as the demand comes, and it is good for the environment. So it's a green energy. We are storing it and supplying like this one. Even for hydro business, there is a technology. We are pumping the water with the power generation and storing it. When it is done, then regenerating it. So reusing of same water for generating. So these are the few examples we are definitely working on, but our focus of the business is very clear to conserve the minimum the natural resources, and we are working on that. Thanks for your question. Please.
Your talk was very comprehensive. I would like to ask that in the area of the turbines, you told that you have done some innovative work to improve the efficiency of the turbines. And turbines have been running for at least more than 100 years. So it's a very tall order to touch upon the efficiency of the turbines further. So can you tell at least one or two areas in which you did work by which turbine efficiency was improved?
Thanks for your question, but it is little bit tough for me for immediately answering because I am in the profession of little bit different. But I would say, yeah, you can. Yes, sir, please.
Can you repeat? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I was expecting something supercritical, steam turbines or very high temperature material with standing capacity of that kind.
Okay. So maybe, yeah. Even in and even we are in the business for the existing coal plant, coal-based power plant, sorry.
Okay.
Coal-based power plant efficiency through innovative, already proven technology. We with this technology, like reuse of flue gases, and that can also improve about 10 to 12% of the efficiency of the product. That is what we are in the business as a GE. But sir, if you need more information, I will definitely connect with my the product collection.
Yeah, please connect, because I am from ISRO.
Okay.
So I have worked certain areas like this.
Sure.
So it will be of my interest.
Sure.
I can also contribute to you something.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is pleasure for us. Thanks for your question. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Upendra bhai. I am very happy to see the participation of the audience today. Thank you all. Before we conclude, I'll request Hirani Madam to present memento and certificate of appreciation.
I specially thank you, Bhai, because with his effort, today we have seen such a good talk and made the experts of it. Sir, please take a lot of thanks. I will invite you.
Thank you, Upendra bhai. On behalf of Institute of Engineers, I thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Haji? I am also grateful to Dr. Joshi and Dr. Mankodi for supporting me to organize this informative event. I thank all my colleagues of Executive Committee and all fellow engineers for joining. Thank you all. Please join us for dinner. Thank you.
છે ને ગેસ છે SF6 ઇક્વલ ક્યુબ ગેસ હા બીજો ગેસ છે એ જી ની પેટન્ટ કરેલો છે હા મિક્સ